Hey, welcome back. This just in from Amazon, and I will link this in the description. I think I spent like $7.99 plus shipping on these springs. This is a compression spring assortment kit. And it reminded me of two things. One, when I was a kid, the most important thing with our shoes was having the right spring in them, of course. Made you jump higher and stuff, like Nike Air, Reebok pumps, all the other kids with their pumped up kicks. And also that Rich Sadler over at Billet Spin had done some research when he was trying to find just the right spring for this to make it silent. And he did a really great job of that by finding a longer spring with lower compression. And so I did a little experimentation, and man, I got some killer results so far. So I wanted to bring these up with you. And what actually drove this was there's been a ton of talk lately on Reddit and in other forums about this spring, the super fancy, crazy titanium spring that comes with the Magnus Click Shift. He actually makes this in his shop, and people have been pulling these a little bit longer to make them make the pen rattle a little less. And take a look at the action, because this one, along with the next one, the Sideswipe, had profound changes once I made the change. Now this one I've stretched a little bit, but man, it's just a little stiff versus the version 2. This is the version 3 Click Shift. Just a little stiff compared to that. So I was tinkering around, and there's sort of two things you look at when you go in here. This way is longer. These are like the same strength on the springs. I won't go into all the different stats and stuff, but essentially a spring up here you can see is much thinner. Let's just pull one out to compare versus the one at the bottom. So there's thinner and longer. So here's to compare these two, right? This one has a much thicker wire in there, so you're gonna have a lot stronger compression. But because of the way that these work on some of the refills, the width may actually slide further up the spring, so you might actually have more tension with this one, because this one might slide further up. So there's a number of factors. There's length, there's diameter, and there is tension and strength. So I tinkered a bunch with this, and what I was shocked with was just how much smoother this pen felt once I swapped this out to a different spring. So let's do that a little bit here. I can't remember exactly which one I arrived at as being my favorite, but I tend to pick towards the lighter end of what doesn't cause rattle. So no rattle. Oh, it's so much smoother and lighter. So even in that sort of middle strength here, this is so much better. And you can actually even go a little lighter on this as well. So that's phenomenal. Wow, definitely that's a keeper. Where did I put it? Got this little guy here. So I'll put the extra springs in here so I keep everything in order. Let's do that over here. The next one is the FocusWorks Sideswipe. Amazing pen, amazing action since he switched this to the Ultim Bolt. But this clip is a little sharp, and so with the amount of pressure you have to push on here, it's actually not super comfortable actuating it over time if you do it too many times. So take a look at how thick this spring is that comes in this Magnus. I'm sorry, not in this Magnus, in this FocusWorks Sideswipe. It's pretty thick. So if you swap this one with a similar size, is this long enough? Might want to go even one length longer there just to make sure we don't have an issue. Yep, one length longer, but thinner. Okay, let's throw this over here. Throw that in. See if this works. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, that is just a pleasure. And look, it's not having any issue popping back. It's still got plenty of springiness, but you can basically flip it over there now. And Ah, that is just so good. And it doesn't stop it from retaining better over here. Like it doesn't make it so there's less pressure to respond or anything. It's just so fidgety now. It makes it feel so good. So there's 2 in a row. I also did the same already with my Smooth Precision pens. These come with kind of a long, wiry, I put this one in here that kind of fits further over the G2. Seems to generally, the Pilot G2 refill seems to generally, there's a tiny bit of rattle. I might go a little longer, but that one's also super easy now and just a real pleasure. I haven't tried yet these two. So this one from Cara's. This is the new Everyday Cara's Basic. It comes with a very strong spring in it. Let me think. You have to push this down here and pull this guy off, and then everything comes out. This is a one piece. So this one's gonna be a little trickier, honestly. This one comes with a pretty strong spring. It's not crazy, but definitely a pretty thick wire there. Let's see if we can find something a little less crazy, but that still works. So this is it looks like the same length for the most part. So we'll throw this one over here. Throw that on there. See if this cycles still. Boom. This one feels like I might even be able to go like with an even lighter spring, honestly. It might feel better, but oh yeah, that one's not working. So that one doesn't cycle. Interesting. I'm not sure 100% why, so I'll have to take a look at that. But I guess we could tinker with it a little bit here. Let's see. What's the difference here? That's probably making this not work. It's a little fatter, a little wider on the diameter, so maybe I'll go up a little bit here for something a little wider. So that should be the same diameter. Very different feel to it, but I don't know if it needs all of that there. That feels like a lot of spring for what it is. I think what I might want to do is go with one of these and stretch it out a little bit. Whoops, just popped it. That's one thing. Gotta make sure to keep these apart. Let me try this one first. Sorry, I know this is a little tedious as a viewer. Let me try this one and see if everything still works. Feels like it might. Okay. That feels way easier to press down. So this is the Everyday Cara's Basic. This is a very new pen, so you may not be familiar with it. $29. So, but the one thing is it just a little rigid on the action. Not a huge difference there, so I may need to take this one offline and tinker with some different options. It's a little lighter. Maybe feels a little more quality, but that one's not quite there for me. And then the last one is this Smooth Precision Pens titanium. On the mini version, for some reason, he puts this super strong spring in here that's really short. And yeah, that thing is stout. I don't know if there's something here that's gonna work in lieu of that, frankly. But let's see if we can find something. It's kind of a quirky size. Maybe one of these might cut it. Might have to go one size up on that. These things are a little hard to grab out of here. So it's not quite wide enough. So I think I have to size up, unfortunately, which means a stronger spring, and I might not get the benefit I'm hoping for. But I could potentially cut this into something. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of benefit out of that, but we'll give it a try just to see if it works. But maybe I could cut that one in half or something and then stretch it out and see if I get the result I'm looking for. That will not cycle. So this one's gonna take a little bit of work. That is a really weird weird size on that spring there. And we'll take some hacking, I think, to make something else work in there. I'm not 100% sure what's going on inside of this pen. I don't know these pencil rather. I don't know the mechanism on this quite as well as the pens. So I'd have to pay a little more attention to what's going on and then see if I could come up with a replacement for that. So not 10 out of 10 for this video, but man, on a couple of these, it's like a profound change, and definitely something worth taking a look at. And gosh, on this one here as well, just so much smoother. Feels way higher quality, so highly recommend dropping $7 to $14 on Amazon. I'll link a couple that I found on there that look pretty good. This one came with 15 different sizes. I was eyeing one that came with 24 different sizes, I want to say, but I wanted to just tinker with this a little bit first and see if I had some good results, and then I decided I would buy a few more if so. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope that's helpful for some of you. I mean, for just such a small amount of money, you completely change the feel of the action on some of these pens, and highly worth looking into. So hope that helps. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.